Hey folks, got a fun package here in the mail from Batson Enterprises, and it's got a couple custom rods in there and some components for me to build my own custom rod this winter. If you're thinking about getting into the whole custom rod thing, whether you want someone to build it, your specific application specifications, your preferences, something that you can't just buy off a shelf, and you want someone to do that for you, if you go on the Batson website, there's this red bar. You click on that. That'll take you to find a builder. The other option, if you want to build one yourself, is to find a dealer. And the dealer list really gives you access to buy things like these Rainshadow blanks. I'm going to jump into showing you what I got as I unpackage this. So as I start unpacking this, I'll walk you through what I got here. The first thing, these are all of the components I need besides the blank to build, and it's actually going to be on a Eternity blank, and that's in here. It's the RX10, which is the most sensitive rod that I've ever fished with. Love the Eternity RX10. The two rods that are in here, and I'll get into this. I have one built with that blank, which is the one I'm going to build on, so I'll end up with two Eternity RX10s. And the other is the Judge, which I've built on a couple times. The Judge is really my favorite for any power fishing applications, and really it was my buddy Jameson Redding, who's the host of the Road Trip Angler TV show and all the social media stuff. He really turned me on to the Judge and said, look, it's just a rod, it's a blank that they're just not going to get off. And I understood moderate action is a good thing for crankbaits in particular, that help you not lose fish, but it's been so much more than that. The bladed jig application has been a big part of it, but everything from jerk baits to crankbaits to spinner baits and everything else, it's really helped my hookup to landing ratio. So let's go ahead and open these, and I'm going to go ahead and set the blank aside, and then we're gonna look at these rods that were built by Keller Batson himself. And I'll just say, I'll set this aside and say this Eternity RX10 is the 7'2" medium, and I've already got one of these, and I just want to build another. That medium power is such an important thing for my jig fishing, for all sorts of different finesse presentations where you really got to feel the bite. So this first rod, and both of them are spinning, both rods that Keller made for me, is with the Eternity RX10. This one is what I'm going to use for finesse jig fishing, even for fishing baits in the summertime, like a mag fatties on a shaky head. For sure, it's going to be what I throw that 4 and 5 inch scented jerk shad with that belly weighted hook that I make with the Do It mold. Lots of different applications that are put something in there, let it get to the bottom, let it sit there, and wait for that either signature thump, but more often, especially this time of year, winter river smallmouth fishing, it's really hard to feel that bite. Or if you're fishing deep, more challenges, the more depth you have between your rod tip and the bait, harder it is to feel that bite. So overall, this is the workhorse of my finesse fishing, and anything where you really need to feel the bite. This actually is the blank that I caught my personal best smallmouth earlier this year that 7-pound, 1-ounce Dvorak Reservoir Beast smallmouth. It was 22 3/8 inches long. The most perfect smallmouth specimen I've seen in my life. Beautiful, beautiful fish caught on a 4-inch center jerk shad on this blank. So something that's different this time around. Instead of doing cork, I went with maximum sensitivity, and I used the Forecast Carbon grips. The Forecast Carbon grips are something that is the most sensitive. It's also super lightweight and super, super durable. I did that over my usual cork on a different rod that I did earlier this year. It was a bait caster. Really found that I wasn't missing the cork as much as I thought I would. I'm not done with cork. In fact, we'll go ahead and jump into the next rod. And this is the Judge. This is the first time in a while that I've done a cork without the split grip, for a couple different reasons. The main one is how often that I pull rods like this in and out of my Yak Attack Omega Pro rod holders. I wanted this totally smooth. When you have a split grip, a lot of times I will switch and I'll be throwing crankbait or spinnerbait or jackhammer, and I'll switch, or even topwater stuff. I will switch from one power fishing presentation to the next on successive casts. And, you know, for that reason, I didn't do split grip. It is all cork. So because my power fishing presentations are so incredibly active, as opposed to the finesse where there's a lot of just static holding, I wanted to utilize something in this reel seat. I chose a different kind of reel seat, and this is the soft touch, just because of how active I am in gripping, and I don't know, it's always moving around in my hands. Like I mentioned, going back to the rod holder and then coming forward, but just I actually saw this at iCast this year, and this soft touch reel seat is something that when I touched it at the Batson Enterprises booth, I'm like, I gotta have that on a rod. So, you know, haven't had it on the water yet, but I'm looking forward to it. It'll probably be this winter with some fishing, I don't know, some shad wraps, those big blade chatterbaits that I tie up with the with that big mop of white bucktail that looks like a big shad rolling through. We'll see. Power fishing presentations in the winter, I don't have a lot of them, but this will definitely come into play a lot more as we get into the spring months. So we're not going to do a deep dive in this video on the guides. We are going to give you a little bit of a close-up of first the Judge and then the Eternity RX10 as I talk through what I hope is just motivational to you, to, you know, inspire you to, for one, get the Batson catalog, thumb through it, get your brain thinking. There's a lot of good product education in the catalog. I will tell you that I really did go top end on that Eternity RX10 with the most expensive, lightweight, sensitive guides that you can get. But based on your budget, you may or may not want to dial it all the way up. There's a lot of different price point conscious options in there, or I don't know, for something like finesse fishing, maybe you really do want to go top end to really max out that sensitivity. For the power fishing applications, I like to max out the durability and maintain a certain amount of sensitivity. But man, for that Eternity RX10, I went all in. What I wanted to encourage you to do is to get the Batson catalog, thumb through it this winter, plan your next rod build, whether you're doing it or you're having somebody do it for you. It's a good winter project, and for sure, if your significant other or someone else who says, I don't know what to get for you, you have everything, man, just talk them into hooking you up with a custom rod build, or maybe a rod wrapper, and the set of equipment to get you started building your own rods. Thanks for watching. See ya.